Воспитанник Динамо, 8 на спине, в матчах всех звезд. Внимание на мне, 17 лет в сборной, 100 очков за сезон, золото в Канаде.
Let's fucking go! Sceviour-Jankowski-Kapanen, overtime winner. This is a good game. The Penguins are coming into their own. Let's go over the lines. Only lineup change, Sceviour for O'Connor. Other than that, Dumoulin's starting to get a little bit more healthy. He's skating right now. McCann is, I think, coming back soon, but no other lineup changes other than, the Sceviour for O'Connor swap. However, Jason Zucker leaves this game. There will probably be a lineup change for next games. For Thursday, because Zucker looks like he's going to be out for a decent amount of time right now. But that's not the focus right now. The focus right now is the Penguins win. The Penguins win, and they're starting to come into their own. We thought they were going to turn the corner after that Valentine's Day win against the Capitals, and after one loss to the Islanders, they have. Last game against the Islanders was a good, hard-fought win, and this game against the Capitals was a good, hard-fought win. This is the team that the Penguins can beat. This is the potential of this team, and hopefully they can play like this for the rest of the season, march into the playoffs, and do some damage. If the Penguins play like they did tonight, they will make the playoffs. I've said before that even though I'm not too confident that this team is a contender anymore, I think the team will make the playoffs. Now, Jarry got his start tonight. This is his 5th straight start. He has looked great. Tonight, he didn't stand out by any means, but, we only let in 2 goals, and he had a pretty solid night. Both of the goals he really couldn't do much on, especially the Richard Panik one. That one was crazy. And also, before we get started in the actual game, I absolutely hate both reverse retro jerseys. I've gone on record before saying that I am not a fan of the wordmark Penguins jerseys. I think the coloring is okay, and they look all right when watching them on TV. The Capitals jerseys look absolutely terrible. Where do you even begin with them? And also, it looks terrible on Zdeno Chara, because not only did it look weird when Zdeno Chara was wearing a normal Caps jersey, it looks weird when he's wearing a reverse retro Washington Capitals jersey. The game starts off with 2 pretty weird penalties. Mike Matheson literally got shoved into the net by a Washington Capitals player. That's your bad call brick of the night. And the Capitals thankfully did not score off of that power play. However, Alex Ovechkin runs into Tristan Jarry, gets a goaltender interference penalty, and the Penguins take advantage of it. Thank God the power play, I wouldn't say the power play is necessarily heating up. I would say that it is producing like you would want a power play to do. And you know who else is producing? Evgeny Malkin. Evgeny Malkin off of a great pass from Letang, or a shot pass. That's another player that's contributing. Letang is 7 points in the last 7 games. And Malkin and Letang get on the board on the power play. And really, those are the 2 most criticized Penguins pretty much on the entire team is Malkin and Letang, and they got on the board here tonight, and they played great overall and have been these past couple of games. Malkin gets his 4th of the game. The Penguins head into the first intermission up 1-0. The Penguins are also leading in shots 17-7, and we're honestly, in my opinion, playing better, and our stars were starting to heat up as Letang and Malkin, were getting up there. I needed a little bit more out of Zucker and Kapanen in the early stages of these games, but we'll get to, what both of them did later, one good, one bad. Richard Panik scores a goal that you really just kind of have to sit back and be like, damn, that's a nice goal, because he literally walked around both Jarry and Matheson in it, and it was a good power move, and there's not much you can do on that play if you're Matheson or if you're Jarry. Jarry maybe could have put a stick out on the poke check there, but nonetheless, it's 1-1. Richard Panik gets his 2nd of the year. The Capitals eventually take the lead later with Connor Sheary scoring, and I will always say Sheary, his 5th of the year, and of course it's him. I think all of his goals have came against, they mentioned on the broadcast, they came against Buffalo and Pittsburgh, the 2 teams he used to play for. Pierre-Olivier Joseph had a bad turnover to get this puck out, and then Sheary takes it on a 3-on-1. It was a one-timer, and it was a beautiful shot, and it went in the back of the net, and, it's unfortunate that, obviously you give up a goal, but also when it's Connor Sheary, leaves a bad taste in your mouth. Now, the Penguins tied up with Jake Guentzel getting a phenomenal tip shot, and you really can't teach that. It was just reactionary, and, half off Jake shakes tomorrow. Just a great goal, and it comes right after the Sherry goal, which is, you know, great because, you know, the momentum doesn't go straight in the Capitals' way. Now, there were two plays in this game where I was kind of distasted with the Washington Capitals. The first play was Tom Wilson went into the boards on a late hit with John Marino. Thankfully, nobody was hurt on that play, but, you know, it's Tom Wilson. I don't like it. The other play, Justin Schultz, who is now the new Matt Niskanen. He goes to Washington and, you know, is absolutely a piece of shit now because he's gone on record saying that he thinks the Capitals teams right now are deeper than the ones that won the fucking Stanley Cups in 2016 and 2017 that he was a part of. Whatever. Anyways, in this game, Schultz slew-foots Crosby pretty much. Again, no injury, thankfully, but Schultz does take a penalty for it. And it doesn't result to a Penguins goal. However, Zucker did have a good couple of chances on the second power play unit. And through two periods, the Penguins had 30 shots. That is the most that they have had all season and dating back to last season in mid-November. So, you know, you want to keep playing this style of play, getting shots on net, you know, produce offensive opportunities. Not much else needs to be said about, you know, that good statistic. Also, the Penguins are 9-3-1 in their last 13 regular season games versus the Capitals. 7 of their wins this season and now 8 of their wins this season have came when they have been tied or trailed after two periods. The Jason Zucker injury happens in this period, and that is very concerning. His leg literally just twisted, you know, it's just a pixie stick, and it was just, he just fell, though, was the thing about it. He tried to do a hockey stop, and he just fell. He lost his footing, and, you know, he couldn't get up after the play, and he headed to the locker room. Zucker will probably be out for a decent amount of time. Thankfully, we have Brian Rust, and thankfully Kasperi-Kapanen maybe starting to heat up here. Zach Aston-Reese moved to the second line. I don't know if he's necessarily a second-line player, but in this game, he looked decently fine. Do you call up Samuel Poulin? It's not going to happen. The third period, no goals were scored in this, but they played good, and I think that they were the better team for this game, and thankfully we got the extra point in it to show for it. The Capitals were playing good defensively, but I thought the Penguins' speed in the third period was really what controlled the play for the most part. Again, the 30 shots through two periods is really good statistic that the Penguins need to continue pushing towards. If there's one player that I was thinking through two periods that was like, all right, kind of on my shit list, because you always have a player that you want more out of, maybe Mark Jankowski, but he's a fourth-line player. And the other player, I was like, all right, I would like to see a little bit more from Kasperi-Kapanen. Every other player on the Penguins roster, I'm like, all right, they're playing pretty well. Letang's playing good. Malkin's playing good. Jarry's playing good. Sid, Guentzel. In overtime, the one player that I had a small gripe, Kasperi-Kapanen, scores off of a one-timer on a 3-on-1 play with Teddy Blueger, and he gets his third of the year, and the Penguins win this one in overtime. And I was so happy watching that goal. Just a tremendous shot, and exactly what the Penguins need right now. Not only from a good team winning this one in overtime against the Capitals, who were starting to head in the right direction as well, but, you know, Kapanen himself as a player gets on the score sheet a little bit more, and with Zucker potentially hurt, he's going to be playing a lot more minutes. He was scratched in the third period of the last game. Now he comes out, he gets a goal and an assist in tonight's game. So, my 3 stars of the night, Kapanen is my first star. Malkin, I liked his play and his goal that he had. I was going to put Guentzel there, but I put Connor Sherry there, whatever. And my question for you has nothing to do really with the game. I'm working on a separate video pretty much regarding weird things or just small tidbits of information that have happened in Pittsburgh Penguins history. If you know of any weird tidbits or fun facts or just things that you think are just fascinating about the team, comment them below. But that is it for this one. Thank you all for watching, subscribing, liking, all that jazz. Still doing the 500 sub giveaway from the Mark Recchi jersey card. We're still continuing to slowly but surely climb up to that milestone as well. Thank you all. I will see you guys Thursday against Washington and for that other mysterious video that should be coming out soon. I'm really excited to post that one. Catch you guys then.